The island of Sodor is surrounded by beautiful blue seas, fields of green and sandy yellow beaches too. The island also has loads of trains and railway lines. But who's that just puffing round the track? It's a tank engine that is named Thomas. He welcomes you to meet his friends working together to make anything just work. Cause when an obstacle comes along, the train ride makes it worthless. When friendship and teamwork is on your side, nothing's impossible with Thomas and his friends.
It was winter time on the island of Sodor. The snow blanketed the fields, trees, and railway lines. Thomas was helping to clear the railway line at Henry's tunnel, but he was having a difficult time.
I said it before, and I'll say it again. Snow is nothing but trouble.
Never mind, Thomas. We should be done any time now.
But their work was soon interrupted.
Oh dear, not again! Anyone! Oh man, this is more embarrassing than the time James played a home run stunt on Diesel 10 as revenge for stealing the Christmas decorations from us back in 2013.
Oh, mine!
Merry Christmas, Diesel 10. I knew you would try and steal our Christmas decorations again like last year, so I set up a flamethrower on you. In other words, I've gone home alone with you. 1 year later, now we're even. Oh no, Graham, watch out for that flamethrower! Never mind. Ha! That's for making me crash into Finn's workshop with that World War helmet of yours. Now we're even too. Moron.
Paxton and the Snow Monster.
Thomas is in trouble? I'm on my way!
Paxton was making good time until he had to stop at a red signal.
Come on! Change, please!
You're in a hurry, Paxton.
I am! I'm on my way to help Thomas. He's snowed under at Henry's tunnel.
Heh, just a clumsy engine like Thomas to be snowed under.
It's not funny, Diesel. You wouldn't be laughing if you were snowed under.
Well, that won't happen to me. I'm a really careful engine.
Is that all you can haul Henry's loads up?
Shut your mouth!
Just then, the signal changed, and Paxton was on his way again, giggling all the way. Diesel was very cross. At last, Paxton arrived at Henry's tunnel.
Thomas! Are you okay?
Paxton, thank goodness it's you. Get me out of here, please.
The workman immediately set to work. After a long time of digging at the snow, Thomas was free. That evening, Paxton was at the shunting yard with Percy and Edward, and he was telling them all about his afternoon. Diesel was nearby. He was still cross with Paxton for teasing him, and he was trying to figure out what trick he could play on him. Then, he came to him. An idea. A very naughty idea. Even though Diesel was meant to change since his return from York, there are some occasions where he can go back to his old habits.
You've certainly proved that you're a very reliable engine.
Yes, and useful too.
Yes, I will agree. Paxton is a reliable and useful engine, but is he brave?
Of course I'm brave.
Oh, brave enough to face the snow monster of Sodor.
What?
Snow monster?
Don't be ridiculous. There's no such thing as a snow monster.
So you haven't heard the story? Listen close, and I'll tell it to you.
Oh boy.
Long ago, there was a little tank engine. He didn't have a name, just a number, being 88. He was very conceited, and thought he was the bravest and strongest engine ever. One winter's night, there was a harsh snowstorm. 88's friend, 92, was taken ill and couldn't deliver firewood to the small villages that needed it. Trying to impress the other engines, he offered to take the firewood in his place.
92 is just weak and lazy. Watch me. I'll supply up every village and be back before dawn breaks.
All went well until the very last village news. As he was approaching the bend, he heard a strange noise. Crack! Crack! Thump! Thump! 88 couldn't figure out what was making it. He kept listening out for any more strange noises. Crack! 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 And the sound stopped right next to him.
Why did you stop? What happened?
Don't leave us hanging!
Nah, I'm not sure you want to hear this bit.
Please, Diesel. We have to know what happens.
Just as promised, the engines heard wheels clattering down the tracks, coming towards the shed as dawn was breaking.
Phew.
But
Oh no!
as the sun's orange glow crept over the sheds and removed the cover of darkness, they could all see, coming straight for them, 4 decapitated wheels! Later that day, some villagers coming down from the mountain to check where their supplies went found the firewood trucks, all torn to splinters. And right next to where Engine 88 would have been, they saw a huge, sharp, clawed handprint in the snow. They never found out what happened to 88. But no engine ever went up to the mountain village during a snowy night again.
Diesel smirked. He could see that Paxton and Percy were scared, so his trick had worked, but not on Edward. He was cross.
Stuff and nonsense. Snow monsters don't exist. You're scaring the poor engines.
Yeah. Well, don't come crying to me if you end up seeing the snow monster. Just remember these words. If you have to pass the cliffs at night, you best get by before dawn breaks.
That was petrifying.
Edward, are you sure that snow monsters don't exist?
Absolutely, Paxton. Diesel is being devious, as usual. It's not real, so you shouldn't let it worry you or impact your work ethic.
Percy? Can you come back with me to the sheds?
I was about to ask you the same thing. There's an empty berth back at Tidmouth. That night, Paxton was having a bad dream.
No! Thomas! Stop! It's dangerous over there!
What's wrong?
I've had the most terrifying dream. The snow monster attacked me.
The next morning, Paxton was thinking about Diesel's story. He was so tired from staying up all night that he passed a red signal.
Look out, Paxton!
Whoa! Hi, Thomas.
Paxton, are you okay?
Oh yeah, just a bit. I'm tired.
Well, okay. If there's anything bothering you, just let me know. I'll understand.
Come on, Paxton. Get those wheels whirring.
Sorry, Rheneas. I was just thinking.
About what?
Rheneas, do you think that snow monsters exist?
Seeing as monsters aren't real to begin with, I would say you'd be perfectly safe from any snow monster.
But Diesel said...
Paxton! I was at the cliffs, and the snow monster was wide awake, and he was mad.
Mad?
Yes, he's covered in hair, and has glowing red eyes. He almost got me.
Well, I'm glad that I'm not going to cliffs.
We'll see about that.
Paxton, is there something you want to talk about?
No, Edward. I'm fine and dandy. Completely.
Listen, if it's about this silly snow monster, Diesel is lying.
But what if he isn't, Edward? What if he is telling the truth? No engine can be 100% dishonest.
I've known Diesel for a long time, and so have you. I'm sure you're aware of how tricky that engine is. I wouldn't trust a word he says until I confirm it with the Fat Controller. Now, I have some slow goods to take. Just you remember, there is no such thing as a snow monster.
And Edward steamed away. Paxton stayed quiet. He knew Diesel was tricky, but he seemed very scared and serious. Meanwhile, Oliver was getting ready to take some trucks of roofing tiles to the mountain village of Ulfstead. But when he was about to leave...
Ow! Cinders and ashes!
Mr. Oliver, are you alright?
No, Toad. I think my safety valve's gone.
Oh no, Mr. Oliver. I do hope you're alright.
I'll be okay, Toad. But I suppose I won't be taking these new trucks now. Get your guard to call for help, Toad.
Oh, botheration. Now I have to find another engine.
Excuse me, sir. Paxton isn't doing anything at the moment. Maybe he can take the trucks to the village.
Very well. I'll find Paxton at once.
Now for the next part of my plan.
So he has been lying! I better tell Paxton! But it was too late. Paxton had coupled up to the trucks and set off for the village. Wait! Paxton, wait! Percy, is something wrong? Sir, there's something I need to tell you.
Mr. Paxton, you seem quiet. Are you okay?
Well, Toad, I'm nervous to tell the truth. In order to get to the village, we have to pass the cliffs.
And what's so bad about that?
Diesel told me that a snow monster lives there.
A snow monster? Nonsense, Mr. Paxton. Snow monsters aren't real.
That's what Edward and Rheneas said, but I just can't shake the idea.
Soon, Paxton was at the cliffs. He was very nervous. Wheel turn by wheel turn, he began to trudge up the incline to the top. His eyes started back and forth, making sure to look out for anything hairy, red-eyed, and sharp-toothed.
You know, I don't see any snow monsters. Maybe Diesel was wrong all along. You're right, Toad. There really is no such thing as a... It's a snow monster!
Oh, what a scary engine!
But Paxton had shrieked so loudly, it had disturbed the snow above.
Ah! What's going on? Somebody!
He's going to get us!
Mr. Paxton, what's going on? Mr. Paxton, you're going too fast! The rails are icy!
The snow monster's after us, Toad! We have to get away!
Mr. Paxton, we have to stop!
Bust my boiler!
Paxton! Stop!
Edward? Percy? What are you doing? You have to keep going! The snow monster is coming!
Paxton, calm down for a minute. We just came to see if you're all right.
And we're here to tell you that Diesel has played a trick on you.
Why else would Diesel head off down the cliff line without telling anyone right before you did? He was making roaring noises to scare you.
Why, that devious Diesel! I'm going to give him a piece of my mind!
But when the three engines arrived at the cliffs, there was no sign of Diesel.
Diesel? Where are you?
Somebody!
Oh, Diesel, I can see that you're chilling out after all your trick planning. He's horrifying, isn't he?
No,
He sure is!
somebody get me out of here already!
Alright, I'll go and get the workmen. But stay put.
Stay put.
Sure, Diesel. Up to mischief again. When will you ever learn to change your ways? I thought you learned your lesson since you returned from York. Maybe I should consider sending you back there again.
I'm sorry, sir.
Sorry isn't good enough. I think you'll learn a thing or two by handling all of Oliver's work as well as your own while he's repaired.
Yes, sir. Sorry, sir.
Paxton is no longer nervous about going to the cliffs. He even tends to enjoy the view from the very top, and will sometimes park himself in a siding to relax in front of the long view of nature. There are many animals that live there, but of course, no snow monsters. Monsters aren't real. Are they?
You'll be seeing how essential I am soon, primital engines. Ah!